sushi, sumo, and struggles? Listen up, food fanatics and travel junkies. If you think Japan is about sushi and sumo, you're in for a surprise. Welcome to Explore Vortex. Today we will talk about Japan, land of the rising sun, steaming bowls of ramen, and unexpected travel trials? You bet. It's a place where tradition meets modernity and where every corner holds a new adventure. Yeah, Japan's got its quirks. From the eccentric street fashion to the vending machines that sell everything from hot coffee to fresh eggs. Don't get me wrong, it's a damn beautiful country. The cherry blossoms in full bloom are a sight to behold, and the countryside is nothing short of picturesque. But beneath the cherry blossoms and neon lights lies a side they don't print on postcards. The hidden alleyways of Tokyo tell a different story. I'm talking about the language barrier that'll make you feel like you're speaking Klingon. Navigating through signs and menus can be a real challenge. The cultural customs that'll have you bowing to vending machines. Yes, you heard that right. The etiquette here is unique and sometimes baffling, and the travel costs that'll make your wallet weep like a baby panda. Tokyo is one of the most expensive cities in the world, and it shows. But hey, who wants to hear about perfect trips anyway? The real stories come from the unexpected moments and the struggles. Where's the fun in that? Stick with me, kids. I'm about to give you the lowdown on the dark side of traveling in Japan. The side they don't tell you about in those glossy brochures. The reality of travel is often far from the polished images you see. Get ready to slurp down some hard truths alongside your ramen, because things are about to get real interesting. So, buckle up and prepare for a journey through the real Japan, warts and all. Lost in translation more than just a Bill Murray movie. Ever try ordering a beer in Japanese? It's an experience that can leave you feeling like you're on another planet. It's like trying to explain quantum physics to a pigeon. The characters on the menu might as well be hieroglyphics. You're better off just pointing and grunting. Trust me, I've been there. Sometimes the simplest gestures can bridge the language gap. And let's not even get started on those public bathroom buttons. They have more functions than a Swiss Army knife. Heated seats, bidet sprays. It's like a spaceship control panel down there. You might need a manual just to figure it out. One time I tried asking for directions to a local market. My pronunciation must have been way off. Ended up in a karaoke bar with a group of salarymen who thought I was auditioning for a singing competition. They were so enthusiastic I couldn't say no. Don't even ask me how. It was a night to remember, for sure. Point is, communication in Japan can be a real trip, and not the good kind. It's a mix of confusion and discovery. But hey, that's part of the adventure, right? Every miscommunication is a story waiting to be told. Just smile, nod, and hope for the best. Sometimes a friendly demeanor can get you further than you think. And if all else fails, there's always Google Translate, or that phrase book you swore you wouldn't need. Embrace the chaos and enjoy the ride. The yen stops here, empty pockets, full itinerary. Let's talk money, honey, because Japan? She's a high-maintenance mistress. Those Michelin-starred sushi dinners? Not cheap. A night out in Shinjuku? Prepare to remortgage your house. And don't even think about taking a taxi unless you've got a spare kidney to sell. I once spent $20 on a melon. A melon? Granted, it was a damn fine melon, but still. The point is, Japan can drain your bank account faster than you can say konnichiwa. But hey, who needs savings when you've got memories, right? Just kidding, kind of. My advice? Set a budget and stick to it like wasabi on a rice grain. And don't be afraid to indulge in the cheap eats. Some of the best food I've had in Japan cost me less than a cup of coffee back home. Capsule hotels and cardboard beds, adventures in Japanese accommodation. Forget five-star hotels, kids. In Japan, the accommodation experience is an adventure in itself. In Japan, you're more likely to find yourself in a capsule hotel, crammed into a space smaller than a sardine can. These tiny pods are stacked side by side and on top of each other, creating a futuristic honeycomb of sleeping quarters. Or maybe you'll luck out with a traditional ryokan, where you sleep on a mat on the floor. These inns offer a glimpse into Japan's rich cultural heritage, complete with sliding paper doors and tatami mat flooring. Don't worry, it's all part of the authentic experience. The simplicity and tranquility of a ryokan can be a refreshing change from the hustle and bustle of modern life. I once stayed in a love hotel that looked like it was designed by a team of psychedelic ninjas. These hotels are known for their quirky and often extravagant themes, catering to couples looking for a unique getaway. Mirrors on the ceiling, a rotating bed, and a karaoke machine that wouldn't quit. It was like stepping into a surreal dreamscape where anything was possible. Let's just say it was a night I won't soon forget, for better or worse. The eccentricity of love hotels makes for an unforgettable experience, one that you might find yourself laughing about for years to come. The bottom line is, be prepared to get cozy in Japan. Whether it's a capsule hotel, a ryokan, or a love hotel, space is often at a premium. And by cozy, I mean intimately acquainted with your travel companions. You'll quickly learn the art of navigating tight spaces and making the most of every square inch. But hey, at least you'll have some interesting stories to tell when you get back home. From the quirky to the traditional, Japanese accommodations offer a unique and memorable experience that you won't find anywhere else. Section 5. Riding the bullet train. With 10,000 of your closest friends, the Shinkansen, Japan's famed bullet train, is a marvel of modern engineering. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's packed tighter than a sumo wrestler's mawashi. Seriously, you'll be lucky to find standing room on these things during rush hour. I once got stuck on a bullet train next to a guy who was eating a bowl of ramen, with chopsticks that were longer than my arm. Every time he took a slurp, I swear I got splashed with broth. It was like a culinary waterboarding experience, but hey, at least it's fast, right? Just hold on tight, avoid eye contact, and try not to breathe through your nose. You'll get to your destination eventually, hopefully with your sanity intact. Section 6. From toilet slippers to slurping noodles, navigating cultural quirks. Japan is a land of fascinating customs, and some that'll make you scratch your head, like the fact that you're supposed to wear special slippers in the bathroom, or that slurping your noodles is considered a compliment to the chef. I once made the mistake of blowing my nose in public. Let's just say it was met with the same level of horror as if I just pulled down my pants and done a jig. Lesson learned: when in Japan, do as the Japanese, or at least try not to offend anyone too badly. But that's what makes traveling in Japan so damn interesting. It's like stepping into another world, with its own unique set of rules and rituals. Just embrace the weirdness, go with the flow, and remember, when in doubt, just bow. Section 7. The Konbini Conundrum, where convenience meets culinary confusion. Konbini, or convenience stores, are a godsend in Japan. They're everywhere, and they sell everything from onigiri, rice balls, to high-end cosmetics. But they can also be a minefield for the uninitiated. I'm talking about those mysterious meat-filled pastries that could be sweet or savory, or both. The shelves upon shelves of brightly colored drinks with names like Pocari Sweat and Calpis. And don't even get me started on the natto, fermented soybeans. It's like something out of a science experiment gone wrong. But hey, that's half the fun of traveling, right? Stepping outside your comfort zone and trying new things. Just be prepared for some culinary surprises along the way, and maybe pack some Pepto-Bismol just in case. Section 8. Beyond the tourist traps, finding the real Japan and its price tag. Yeah, everyone goes to Tokyo and Kyoto, and don't get me wrong, they're amazing cities. But if you want to experience the real Japan, the one that's not overrun by tourists and selfie sticks, you gotta get off the beaten path. Head to the countryside, explore the hidden temples, eat at the local izakayas, pubs. That's where you'll find the heart and soul of Japan. Just be prepared to pay a premium for the privilege, because let's be real, authenticity doesn't come cheap. Those charming guest houses and mom-and-pop restaurants, they know their worth. But trust me, the experience is worth every yen. Section 9. The Art of the Bow. Respect, hierarchy, and avoiding faux pas. In Japan, bowing is an art form. There are bows for greetings, bows for apologies, bows for thanking someone for a delicious meal. It's enough to make your head spin. I once bowed so low to a group of businessmen that I almost fell over backwards. They just looked at me with a mixture of amusement and pity. Lesson learned. When it comes to bowing in Japan, it's better to err on the side of caution. But hey, even if you make a few mistakes, the Japanese are generally very forgiving. Just remember to be respectful, mind your manners, and try not to commit any major cultural faux pas, like say, wearing your shoes inside. Section 10. So you want to visit Japan, embrace the chaos, conquer the challenges? So, you've heard the horror stories, the language barriers, the cultural quirks, the culinary roulette, but you're still not deterred? Good. Because despite all its challenges, Japan is a country that will stay with you long after you've left its shores. It's a land of contrasts, where ancient traditions meet modern technology, where the food is as beautiful as it is delicious, and where the people, though sometimes reserved, are ultimately kind and welcoming. So go ahead, book that trip, embrace the chaos, conquer the challenges, and discover the magic of Japan for yourself. Just don't blame me if you come back with an empty wallet and a newfound addiction to onigiri. Section 11. Hungry for more travel tales? Join the journey. Hey, this is just a taste of what it's like to travel in Japan. Want to hear more about my misadventures in the land of the rising sun? Subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, and join me on the journey. I promise it'll be a wild ride. Because life's too short for boring travel stories, let's get lost in the world, one plate of fugu, pufferfish at a time. Who's with me?